Good evening, everyone. I'll read the agenda for tonight's meeting. Select Board agenda, June 14th, 2021, 7:30 here at the town office in Sheldon. Under new business, Natalie and Alexander, you're gonna have to help me with your last name because I'll get it wrong, I'm sure.
It's the Voskresensky.
Okay. On how to make Lehue Farm Road a town highway. And we will speak on that. And then Nancy West is here for the Planning Commission. We need to review the intro to the coronavirus state and local financial recovery fund and approve some representatives. Approve the meeting minutes from our last meeting, sign some fleet permits, sign some warrants. And under old business, we're still looking into a firearm ordinance. So I guess we'll start right in with you two. So I'm understanding this right. There's going to be another subdivision up there.
There is already subdivision over there, but they plan to build 2 more houses over there.
Okay. So what is Swanton doing about the road? Are they their end of it?
We belong to Sheldon, so, and that subdivision is Swanton, is all Swanton. But they use our Sheldon, the road,
right,
to get to the Swanton part.
Mm-hmm.
And the road is in horrible condition because of that. It's like all bumpy, and the dust is going up like 16 feet approximately. I will show you the pictures if you would like. I just, out of curiosity, I decided simply to take the pictures and see, and I'll show you what's going on there.
Does anybody maintain that road right now?
Basically not. Only the people who reside in the Swanton, they come over with a snowplow and just like sort of like plow the gravel. They can fill in the gravel over there sometimes, but it's like this. The dust comes off. Like, it's horrible. It's absolutely awful.
We can definitely find out. Do you know, is there an association that takes care of?
Well, theoretically they should have an association, but the problem is they can't form the association because of a road at this point of time.
Yeah. Just curious how far Sheldon's portion of that road goes up through.
Like we have 2 houses which are in Sheldon, and the road I think stopped at that house.
Yeah, second house.
Right.
So it was a private road for these 2 houses, and then they developed further
Into
subdivision.
The dust is like.
So that road started out as a private road?
Yes. So
Yes.
far it is private road.
Yeah.
But we drove around and we see similar neighborhoods, and they have not a private road, but streets and lanes and whatever, and they are not private. So it's kind of hard to understand why our road is still private with so many houses built on it. And other neighborhoods don't have a private road, but they have a asphalt type of roads.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure when it was built, but I don't know if it was built to town specs. So that might be one of the issues we'll be looking at, is the size of the culverts, how new or old the culverts are.
Yeah, and probably at the beginning, when it used to be a private road, well, I mean, between a couple houses, it maintained a very good shape
Right.
because we lived there since then and we never saw our road as bad as today. So over these years, it deteriorated to something. I mean, even services like UPSs, FedExes,
Trash.
others, they constantly say that we're going to stop our service, we're going to continue because of this road. It's,
The thing is, that I counted on Friday, like how many cars like passed in 30 minutes. That I counted like 10 cars. The half an hour.
Yeah.
so it's a pretty good traffic.
It's a very
Back
heavy.
and forth, back and forth,
Back
and
and
because
forth,
of
back and
it has a slope during the rain time, water rush right in the middle of it, and it makes turns as it flows down the road, washing away everything on it, all the gravel and
Dirt and everything.
and then those guys come back and try to fill those damages.
Have you talked to the Select Board? And what did you get for an answer with them?
We haven't spoken to Swanton because our houses are part of Sheldon. So we are coming here
Okay.
with our issue
Yep.
because we are part of Sheldon. And the road originally was private for just 2 houses, part of Sheldon.
How many houses are there now?
Currently, it's our houses, like 2 houses plus the 10 houses in Swanton plus 2 more to be built.
14.
So it's going to be like 12 houses in Swanton.
Yeah.
So it's no longer private road for 2 houses.
But we're just looking for any
Solutions.
solutions. I mean, because of the situation, is if there is any possibility to improve this road. I don't know how
Yeah.
it can be done and what resources have to be engaged, but we're just here to see if there is any solution to it.
Yeah, well, we'll contact Swanton and see what they have to say about it and see if we can come up with something here. Because I was on the board when they did that whole subdivision up there, when they did that development. And I'll have to look back, I don't remember what we came up with on that. I know we went to Swanton to some of the meetings for that, but I don't remember, that was a few years back, so, but we will look into it and see what we can figure out. And,
What's a good phone number or email address? How do you want us to contact you?
It's 505-293-3220.
505-293-3200?
3220.
3220, okay, gotcha.
Because that's just impossible to get out of the house. It just, the dust is blowing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a wall kind of.
It's like a wall coming towards you. It's like a tsunami.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look into it and see what we can come up with.
Appreciate that.
And we'll let you know.
Let's try something.
But,
So how soon do you think we can expect something from you
well,
guys?
we should be able to get a hold of Swanton this week and see what they have to say, and we can let you know if we're getting anywhere or not getting anywhere, and what's going on. We'll try to get a hold of you, before the end of the week, I would think, if we can get a hold of somebody else. If not, we can let you know that we're still working on it, but not getting anywhere, or what, we'll let you know what's going on, but,
Okay,
yeah.
very good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm glad you came in to tell us about it, because, you know, I don't live
It's
in that end of
unbelievable,
town.
it's just absolutely unbelievable.
And, yeah, okay,
Okay, thank you very much.
all right. Have a good night.
Thank you guys.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Good night.
See you.
Bye.
So Nancy, what do you have
Hey.
for us tonight?
I came to give you guys some updates.
Okay.
First, we're gonna talk about the sidewalk grant, the preparation to doing the grants and the sidewalks. We've started with the Northwest Regional Planning Board on getting that up and going again. We've had 3 meetings now. We are asking for an extension because of the COVID, and Kimmy should be getting the paperwork to have you guys sign it this week. And we've decided that we want to do a survey for the public and everybody.
So is this still in the study phase?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We're gonna do some surveys online, and we're gonna print some out for the people that don't do online. And we're gonna tag on some of the events, like the barbecue that's happening. You know, we're gonna go to the food shelf and probably in Sheldon Springs, and we're gonna put some up in the stores and the post offices, some surveys, and make a box so they can bring them up here and drop them off. And if they wanna do online, it's gonna go to Northwest Regional to see what the public idea is about where they want the sidewalks. You know, where do they, you know, have a really concern about where they are. I know we've talked to several people in the town, and they've expressed, like Sheldon Springs on the Mill Street because of the tractor trailer trucks. And there's a big concern around the safety of the schools. A lot of the kids now, they don't bus in Sheldon Springs, we're close to the school, so from School Street, and some kids across the school are walking. There's a big safety concern about that. This winter, there was big snow piles, and the kids are walking on top of that, and sliding down towards the cars, waiting to pick up their kids. So I'm sure that's gonna be part of that, to see, you know, what safety concerns and what can we do there. The other is the sidewalks down there that are on the state highway are not painted. The one directly right straight from the school that goes straight across, you can see the leftover, whatever's left. So I don't know who gets hold of them to see if they can come and update that and paint that for us. I mean,
Crosswalks mean?
yeah, that would be a good start for that.
V-Trans thing, right?
Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
change, but usually Kim calls them and asks them if they can come do it.
And the other thing is, I don't know if you guys will remember, I don't know if all you guys were on the board, I know Greg was here. I talked to you guys about doing crosswalks,
Crosswalk.
crosswalks. Down here from this street up here, and down by the Historical Society, by the rail trail, or the Grisnell Park. And you said you were gonna have Kim look into it, call a guy and have Kim look into it and get us prices. And I asked her, she did, she said no, she totally forgot about it. So I told her I was gonna ask you guys if she could do that for us. Northwest Regional Board Planning said that our town guys could do it. There's a lot of OSHA regulations to follow. If they could follow it, they could do it, but it might be better to hire out the guy that really knows how to do it. So she said to give you that option. So that's basically it. We're meeting once or twice a month with them, still in the planning phase. You're gonna be receiving paperwork as the chair to sign to upgrade the planning. And the other thing about the planning board is starting to meet with Nancy Patch with the Sheldon Town Forest on the Sweet Hollow Road. We meet with her the first time, we've not done no meetings. The 21st at 6 p.m. on the Sweet Hollow Road, we are gonna walk the forest with her. And she's gonna go over the reports and what she found from the previous committee with us, and to see what feedback that we have, what are we looking for, what her suggestions are, you know, and to see where this will go. I did have that put on our Sheldon Town website, so, because she'd like the public to come. I put it in the post office, both stores, and on Facebook, word of mouth. So hopefully we'll have a good turnout. We'd like you guys to come if you want to come just to be part of it, but David will be there as our point person anyways. So that's what we're doing on the 21st. We're starting with Nancy Patch down there, and like I said, we're continuing with the sidewalk study with the Northwest Regional Planning. So we have another meeting coming up on the 29th or 30th. I think I put it on your calendar to meet with them to keep going with the sidewalk
29th,
stuff.
6 o'clock.
Yep, so,
Good.
yeah.
Is there already a proposed plan on where the sidewalks are going, or?
We walked with Northwest Regional Planning before we got the grant. And we walked around the school and we walked around here. We would like the sidewalks to go where they originally are, down this road, except somebody put utility poles in the middle of our sidewalks. There's 3 of them, or 4 of them right in the middle of the sidewalk, so there's a problem there. We have the old sidewalks are there and they put them there, so I don't know if you guys noticed. I took pictures the other day because Northwest Regional asked me to take pictures and send them to them because she said that shouldn't have happened. We'd like to put them down closer to the road because the ones up above really are on some their property. So we'd like to bring them down on this side of the street here, down into our right-of-way, the town right-of-way. But leave a little bit leeway from the road so nobody will get hit. We like to put them in Sheldon Springs down the Mill Street because of the elderly people that like to walk to connect to the rail trail, because of the big tractor trailer trucks, and we'd like to focus something around the school.
Is that all part of the survey you're giving out to everybody?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the school's always been a safety issue of walking down there. It's never been a good route for kids to walk because they have to cross 105. And with the way that Mill Street and 105 comes together, it's hard to put a crosswalk there. And I know that's been thrown around for years to how to
Right.
safely get kids over there and into the school grounds. So,
There's a lot of kids now on School Street that still walk,
yeah.
you know, among 105. And there's like the kids that live the 2 houses right directly across the school that you could, like I said, you could see part of the paint that's still there. So, I mean, they talked about, the parents that talked to me asked about maybe a flashing light or something. Like the school has one, you know, it's 35 when flashing.
Yeah.
Maybe when the kids were crossing, if they could have a different type of light. I mean, they have a bunch of ideas, so that's why we're gonna do the survey, maybe to get some input from the people that live down there. You know, where do they wanna go? I mean,
Yeah.
the school every year, except this year, normally bikes down to the rail trail and goes to St. Albans with their classes, because my boys do it. And they take them right down 105, down to Durkee Store, and then go down, so that's kind of dangerous. So, you know, if we had some kind of a sidewalk there or something there, you know, to a little bit more safety, and especially like around the school, because there's a lot more kids walking and there's a couple biking now, and there's a lady that pushes a stroller that has 3 or 4 kids in it. She has a small daycare and she walks over and gets the kids from school, and she's walking on 105 with all those kids, and I'm like, this isn't really safe. So, you know, the school's going to be a big point of safety to see what, you know, we can do around the school. But up here, we'd like the kids out of the road, places for people to walk with their children and stuff. I know David's son just got a flat tire on the old sidewalk, huh? They were biking, trying to follow the old sidewalk, and he came to the house. He popped the tire and bent his rim on our old sidewalks, and I said, oh, sorry guys, you know, but we told him, tell your dad.
Yeah. They've been told many times not to do that.
Yeah, they're in pretty rough shape, and I don't think the people, where they are now, that the people would like us to put them, because they're so close to the houses.
Right.
So if we could bump them down closer to the road and stuff like that, you know, just along the main area right here, and down where they are now, to the Historical Society and the Grossmont Park, and then, of course, the food shop and stuff. So, and the rail trail is right there. I mean, we connect. We're like the heart of Franklin County because all the rail trails meet here in Sheldon. So it's kind of awesome to be able to have something like that so they can enjoy, you know, if they want to ride their bikes or come up here and sit or something.
Has there been anybody mention like a pedestrian bike lane on the side of the road, a sidewalk, or? I mean, sidewalks are gonna be high maintenance, aren't they?
Well, it depends, I'm
You're gonna have to-
thinking,
You're gonna have to keep them clean all winter, and if somebody
Yeah.
slips on them,
But
there
if
are
they're
ice
close
skates,
enough to
somebody
the
flips off.
road, I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest with you. I mean, if they're close enough and if you don't have any curbings on, like we could use maybe the wing, you know what I mean? Or something. I know Richford uses has a guy in a plow truck that does it. And stuff like that, they use their little town truck and do it. So, I mean, I don't know, I mean, that would be options that we can look at as soon as we get the planning phase and figure out where people would like them. You know, we can see, you know, how close they're gonna go to the road and how are they gonna be maintained. I mean, that's something that we'll cross when we get that, but right now we're just in the
Yeah.
planning stages and trying to figure out where they're gonna be and where can we place them, and after we figure out where they are, then how can they be maintained, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, all sounds good. What did you say the date was on that when you're meeting down the town park?
21st at 6 p.m.
yes.
Alright. So you don't have that paperwork yet,
No, she's gonna email it.
extension stuff?
Yeah, we just had our meeting on the 7th and they were gonna get it together and do a paperwork up. It's just, I need to sign it, you need to sign it, and they need to sign it, and that's it. So
Okay.
we'll have it here probably, she told me I think she was gonna have it here by tomorrow, because I told her I was coming tonight, and I'd let you guys know that it'll be here.
Okay. Alright.
Okay?
Yep.
Any questions for me, guys, about what's happening?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Once the study, you know, comes back and you kind of have a better idea of where the sidewalks that are being proposed, if they are, and what that looks like, I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions and
Oh, I'm sure.
conversations to be had.
Yes,
But,
yes. All right, thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Hope to see
David.
you on the
Thank you.
21st.
Alright.
You don't need the key anymore, Joe, right? You're all set.
Good.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
You found it, found us in it?
Saw she was on the agenda, I said perfect.
Yeah. Alright, so, sounds like on this coronavirus state and local financial recovery fund, Kim says we need to appoint representatives in the minutes, and she's got, well, she's the point person anyways, Kim is, because she does all the paperwork, and then they needed a second one, they put me down as a secondary contact, I guess. So unless one of you guys wants to jump in there, I could change all this stuff. But she'll do most of it anyways, so. So I guess I need a motion to approve Kim and I as representatives for this.
I'll make the motion.
It's, okay, so I got a motion from David, and got a second?
I'll second.
Alright, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alright. Read more about that, but, this is,
Can I see that packet, the presentation beside you?
Sure.
You want the full presentation? Yeah.
It says in this email, the details of the recovery fund form submission. It says you submitted that your budget in effect for January 27th was $1,592,480. This may impact the amount you are eligible to receive. Currently, Sheldon Town is estimated to receive up to $232,000 in total funds. This amount will be distributed in 2 equal payments, at least 12 months apart. Funds will be dispersed by the state of Vermont within 30 days of receipt of this certification based on the payment option you selected. Yeah, that's that. Alright, so now we got, on this road business there, these people that were here, I was on the board when they spoke about doing that big subdivision up there. And originally, they didn't even send us a notice that that was happening because all the land's in the town of Swan. But because that private road, is that on there?
Yeah, it's on here. The one thing is that, I mean, you can see it starts at Sheldon, but,
Yeah,
It dips under the borderline there.
and then, I mean, most of the houses are way up here in
yeah.
Swan. I mean,
Yeah.
is there a way, there's also hidden, where does Hidden Plateaus Road come out of?
And I don't think, that's all Swan, that comes out in
I mean,
Swan.
looks like they could join the roads. I mean, I don't know what the land's like there, but.
I don't think these people were the homeowners at the time when that went through.
They said they'd been there 8 years, I think.
My question is, how would it be any different than Duffy Hill? We have a split road with Enosburg, we have a split road with Swan. If we have a demarcation.
Well, that's what I was wondering, who maintains that up there?
Sounds like Swan does.
And we might almost border Fairfield, because Fairfield also borders in.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, because there's a little strip of Fairfield in there.
That's why I was curious of how far we actually go up that hill. There's one house.
I know Greg, Jack and I drove up in there, before they started doing any of the building. They had the road in, just because we were curious of where it was going and what was going on. And then there was some talk about the name of the road, and I think the original, because Jack's the one that pushed for this Lehue Farm Road, because that's what it used to, there used to be a farm up in there, I guess. I don't remember it, but he got going on his history there, and but I don't know. I'll reach out to Swanton there, or find out who their road commissioner is and reach out to him and see what that, or I can, talk to somebody from the development review board, I guess, too. I got I got a number right here. I'll call this, the zoning administrator and see what's going on. That meeting's set for Thursday, June 24th, so I'll get a hold of her this week and see what I come up with on that. I don't know what you guys know. So, do we have some meeting minutes in here? There's some paperwork to look at and sign. Permit should be quite in there here. Well, I guess there's still a few of them. You wanna sign those and I'll read the meeting minutes. I'll read the minutes from previous meeting. Select Board Water Commissioner meeting minutes from May 24th of 2021. We met here at the town office. Present was Stephen Dodd, Joseph Dunleavy, David Klubit, Seth Hungerford, Nick Norris, and Kim Dufresne. I opened the meeting and read the agenda. One addition was made to appoint a tree warden. We signed warrants 2119 and 2120. Signed fleet permits. We approved the highway department to bring a load of sand to the rec field for the volleyball court. Read the minutes from May 10th meeting. Nick motioned to accept as read, seconded by David, and all in favor. We approved the annual highway financial plan and road and bridge standards. Discussed the tree warden position. Nick motioned to appoint the select board as the tree warden, and all in favor. Discussed the water loan payment that was suspended in 2020. The town has the option to pay in 2021 without amortizing the payment amount. The board agreed to make the 2020 payment in May of 2021 to stay with the current schedule. We discussed culvert replacement on the Macy Road and Sheldon Woods Road. Seth Cattell, our road foreman, asked if this could be hired out, and the board approved request, and we'll have Seth get quotes. Discussed the firearm ordinance. Joe has emailed Sheriff Langevin for input on the ordinance. 8:15, Nick motion to go into executive session, seconded by Seth. 8:45, we exited executive session, and we had some discussion about the hydro tax appeal. Nothing's been finalized. 8:45, Nick motion to adjourn, seconded by Joe, and all in favor. I'll take a motion to accept these minutes as read.
I'll make a motion.
Alright, get a second on that?
Yep, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright.
Does anybody know what this ECHO is? ECHO International.
Should say in the.
What's an MM200?
It just says miscellaneous equipment.
Oh, in the summary.
Safety equipment.
It's like drums. Oh, heavy duty detergent truck and car wash. About 50 gallons of them. Seems like a lot of car wash.
Should last us, I hope, a little bit.
Yeah. Kim didn't have this on the agenda, but I have something here from V-Trans that says it's due June 25th. It's an invitation to participate in V-Trans Municipal Roads Grant and Aid Program. And this program provides funding for municipalities to implement best management practices in compliance with the Vermont Department of Environmental Conservation Municipal Roads General Permit. Is that like when they do the line ditches with stone and stuff, that kind of stuff?
That'd be a bit of
Better back roads, Grant, that's what it's from. It looks like, needs to be signed by the 25th. They've got a whole list of all the towns here and the amount. And it looks like, Sheldon has, V-Trans original base offers 11,000. You got a 20% local match. Is 2750. So the total project could be up to 13,000.
It's like a bunch of cleaning supplies.
I wonder if we should look into maybe next time, maybe Napa, like a 5-gallon bucket rather than 55 gallons.
I don't know why we ordered 20 55-gallon barrels.
Maybe they got it there before or something.
Just ask that, thanks.
Yeah.
Possibly using it.
Davies.
I'm thinking I probably ought to sign this. You wanna look that over and see what you think? I'm thinking it needs to be signed by the 25th, and it's something I'm gonna do.
I had the conversations prior, when we're doing the RFPs for the police coverage with the sheriff's department and, you know, soliciting the other local law enforcement for their quotes. And I will reach out to Roger, Sheriff Longman, this week to get his official paperwork and forward to everybody in their email, so they can take a look at it.
Okay. Did you get anywhere with that, Ryan, on the
So-
subdivision?
Actually, I was gonna see if anybody, I was hoping Seth was gonna be here tonight, I forgot that he probably wouldn't be. The Sheriff's Department, I talked to him about, you know, having an out in our gun ordinance for responsible gun owners who have set up a legitimate range to discharge a firearm in their own property, or maybe it's a law enforcement official themselves, whatever it is. The idea of putting a blanket 300 feet from any house or 500 feet from any house, there's, you know, depends on how you want to do it. You know, for some people who do have a safe way to shoot, I don't want to take their rights away because of other people not being responsible. Sheriff said that he was pretty sure that their insurance wouldn't cover something like that. Taking on risk of proving somebody's safe range and something happening. I guess he did tell me that he would send me towards either Warden Hungerford or Carl Whedon. See if the game wardens would be able to do something like that. And I didn't get anywhere. I haven't talked to Carl, or I'm guessing probably the best thing to do is just talk to Carl directly, because he's probably the one that would have all the correct answers. So I'll work with getting in touch with Carl. I don't have his professional email address. I got his phone number from when I coached his kid in basketball, but so I don't want to bother him on his personal time. So I'll just send a request to get his email address or phone number for the warden's office and see if that's something they're willing to do. I don't really know what else to do other than, I don't think the town of Sheldon wants to approve somebody's shooting range by any means as safe. So if we can't, then we would have to take a look at an ordinance without exceptions, or I don't really have any other options other than that. If we can't get somebody to justify a range being safe, then we would have to just move forward with the ordinance without that. I just think it's feels very unfortunate that we would have to do that due to the fact that some longtime Sheldon residents who had rights to discharge a weapon, and we haven't, honestly, I mean, I don't know how many times we've had an issue, other than this year. We agree with them. That doesn't mean it's okay, but,
Right.
you know, what they say, if you got apples, spoil the bunch, and it's just too bad, but we do have to worry about the safety, I guess, I mean.
I wonder if somehow we could have, if law enforcement does respond and feels that the person is being safe, if there'd be something that says nothing will be done to this person for that.
Yeah, I mean, tell them how you write the ordinance.
Yeah.
So I learned a little bit. I've seen some things in there that are pretty odd, but as long as it's approved.
It's kind of tough right here in the village. We have people that, I mean, are right in the village, but then they own property that goes quite a ways where they've always shot their rifles. I was just talking to them the other day, and they're still going to continue, and it's a tough.
It's not a problem until it's a problem, but the
Right.
fact that, you know, the biggest part, the annoying part, frustrating part for me is that do we really have to have an ordinance for the police to take care of an issue? That doesn't make sense to me.
I wouldn't think so.
You know, I like to consider a little common sense, but if somebody is rifling off.
Can we write an ordinance that said that, you can only safely discharge a firearm within village limits, and then if they get called on it, then the sheriff can make the determination whether they're safely discharging it or unsafely, you know.
Your neighbor's truck would probably qualify as unsafely.
You know, I don't know, it really perplexes me here, how to do this and make it safe, but fair to these people, like you said, that have owned land and they've been shooting for years and they've never caused any problem. You know, as long as I've been on the board, we've never heard, you know, any complaints or anything about anything like this till this year, like you said, you know, and it's too bad to, you know, that's one of the things people like about Vermont is their freedom to own guns and discharge guns, but they gotta do it safely, and, you know, so I don't know how, you know, one thought I did have was, I mean, with a hunting license, I mean, you have to go through a hunter safety course to get a hunting license. I don't know if these guys, you know, I don't know if some of the people that are been accused of or thought to have discharged unsafely have gone through that. I don't know if that helps. I mean, you think, I mean, I don't know if that would work. But, you know, firing a semi-automatic rifle into somebody else's sugar woods is just not acceptable,
No.
no matter where you live. I think this is probably signed, don't you? Did you get these ones yet, Nick?
Not yet, no.
business that we need to take up tonight?
Yes. We had received the email from the school asking us if we had funds for the maintenance of the recreation areas.
Mm-hmm.
And I responded to Nohia King. And if you give me a second, he responded. They made their priority list of areas. Surprisingly, the basketball court was not on there. Even though they said that has a, last time I was there, a pretty noticeable crack running the width of it. He says that he spoke with Devin King at the clerk's office, and from the sounds of their conversation, it didn't seem like there was any allotted funds for this space, so they're glad to see that there was something budgeted in. He's worked with the athletic directors, Sabrina Stebbins, Christy Martin, the principal, and Ed Kolnaski, who's a middle school teacher, to come up with an updated priority list, some of which has been taken care of by a variety of funds or groups. Please don't have any questions. They're also going to let the PTO know about it, see if they can assist as well, which obviously that's a separate thing than us, because they have their own. So he sent me a list of what their wish list, and then prioritized it on what's been done. And I will forward that to you all. It also has prices, donations, what their progress is and everything. So if we want to review it and then put it on the agenda, at a future meeting to get into it. I also emailed Christy Lynch about the grants, put this on her radar. And she said that she should have a list for us sometime in the near future. She's been backed up at work, but that'll be coming. So something we followed up on that we can put on our agenda upcoming. But I will forward you all this Excel spreadsheet that they did for their priorities.
Okay. Alright, anything else?
Yep, I had talked with Hubert a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a leak on the hydrant line that feeds the fire department and the hydrants in Sheldon Springs. I guess the pulp mill is actually gonna fix it, but there's one of the hydrants that's leaking, and Hubert wasn't sure if he wanted to change that out, if it was needed. He said we changed one out before and it's about $2,000.
Yeah, they did the one.
So it's wet hydrant, obviously, right? Yeah. Live.
Yeah, they did the one was it last summer they were digging that one right on
He
School
said
Street there?
they're gonna fix their line, but this one I guess still drips, so he wasn't sure if he wanted to replace it or whatever flavor was.
Yeah, if they're gonna fix the line, we probably should replace them, I would think, but you guys,
Yeah.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should keep that, I mean, if it's leaking or if there's something wrong with it and it doesn't work right, then it's no sense even having it there.
Where's the closest hydrant?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's the one right across from the fire department
I
there.
believe so.
That way all the water
Seth-
was
Yeah.
sitting on the,
Well, Seth mentioned, he says, oh, it isn't ours, and I guess the mill's gonna fix it, so he was happy about that. I think Goodhue's gonna dig it up.
Yep. And that's Hubert was thinking, while he was there, just put a new one in and
Yep.
probably costs, well, a little bit less if they already got the whole dig up and everything for the excavating.
Right,
Be the best time to do it financially.
yeah, so you wanna put that in the minutes,
Yep.
so Kim sees that.
and then there was a,
Or Hubert, or you wanna just get hold of Hubert?
however,
Well, we'll put it in the minutes anyways, but
just touch base with Hubert
you
about.
know, let him know
Okay.
that in case they start digging it or something, so you can be ready for it.
Yeah, I was asked a question about a culvert for Russell and Karen Reed. It's right by Roger Reed's. It's where they go into the meadow if somebody wants to look at it to see if it needs to be
Well,
replaced.
just past Roger's driveway, or it goes up into
I
that.
believe so. I'm not sure if it's humped up or if the culvert's bad. But they're just wondering who to talk to about it, and I said I could bring it up.
Yeah.
So Seth wanted to take a look at it, and
Yeah.
On the gun ordinance conversation, circle back to that for a second. Does Forest Sugar on both sides of the road up there as Crow Hill? Who's on the right?
That's Tiffany's.
Tiffany's?
Okay, so driving up there, I'm assuming that the shooting range is going back across the power lines that borders Forest land. As you come up Crow Hill and you kind of go around the corner a little bit,
Yeah, and if you
you get the
look at
development
it,
and you keep going up, Forest is sugar bushes on the left at the top of it.
Yeah.
They're shooting in their
But
backyard.
his Sugarwoods goes down behind those guys.
Right.
So they're shooting in their own backyard.
And they were saying that they had their own a berm, but were they trying to say that that was on their property, or they're just thinking that the one that across the power lines where his sugar woods are that's the berm that they're thinking of, not knowing or ignoring the fact that he's working on his lines right there and they're shooting into him.
right.
Yeah, I don't know, I've never been in those backyards at all,
Now you can see it when you drive by, like the road, it inclines and spirals around, so you're like from where they're shooting, the only berm they have is across the power lines onto Forest Sugar Woods. So I guess I was, looking at the whole thing, I was kind of curious. I was like, how many towns have a gun ordinance on this? It seems like these are enforceable things. Negligence with a firearm, recklessly endangering people.
Yeah.
There's statutes that the state has in place that can be enforced. If they're just shooting guns after 10 p.m. at night, there's noise. There's statutes on that too.
You don't have a noise ordinance in Sheldon.
But there's state statutes on these sort of things that can be enforced by the state police.
Right.
Which is why I'm saying they're not helpless in these matters when a resident has an issue and can call and choose to press charges. So I feel like we have things at our disposal that we should be encouraging some of these residents to use and pursue but keeping in mind before we just say, here's an ordinance. Like, people need to, pursue avenues that are available to them right now. And maybe part of it is us educating and working with some of the law enforcement to let people know what they can do in these instances. Otherwise, it seems like we could end up in a situation where every time someone comes in with something, and obviously this is a very serious situation, but it ends in an ordinance or a regulation.
No, I know. But didn't they say they spoke to someone and
I'm not
said there was
sure.
nothing they could do with that ordinance?
I don't know, but we don't really know. I don't remember if it was told it was the state police or the sheriff's department.
Okay.
Because that would probably, sounds like that would make a difference.
Mhm.
Or what this conversation is consistent
Could
of.
we get Roger Lundgren in here? I know Seth could get his brother to come in here
Mhm.
and
about a
talk
state
to him.
trooper.
I mean, they all came in to talk about an ATV ordinance. Could they come in and and we can ask them, what are people's rights here?
Yeah.
What's their protection? Are you guys gonna help them? I mean, people are shooting bullets that are whizzing past their head on their own property. Isn't that, reckless discharge of a firearm?
Could we, I mean, I have no problem inviting them to a meeting, but maybe it would be worth, I don't know if it's flooding the waters, having the state police arrive as well, or?
No,
They're gonna respond to calls after, sheriffs aren't, because
Who's,
people
I
can't
talked to-
call them.
who's the state guy that used to check in with us there? I think he's gone now, isn't he?
Lamothe
Lamothe.
is the chief at city now.
So,
I'm not sure,
Who took his
Jeff
position?
Bursey lives, he's a Sheldon resident, we can invite, we just need to know, I guess I'm wondering, what is the ordinance gonna do that these laws
Right,
and
well,
statutes
that's
don't
what-
already do? Like, people have tools, I'm not sure that an ordinance is going to give them more than what we have, we just need to be educated on what you can do in these situations. Otherwise, and like I said, if it was my kid, I'd be in the same, I'd be holding my wife back the whole time. But it just seems like we need to have a solution that doesn't result in us trying to regulate and make more things that it's just gonna be,
I agree with you totally.
Yeah. I think we just need to educate people on what to do, so we have something to tell them, then do this, call this, police, this is what,
but we need to educate ourselves on
Right.
what can be done. That's where we're,
right?
we're floundering around trying to figure out how to write an ordinance, but why are we writing an ordinance? You know, do we need to have an ordinance? Like you said, there should be some sort of protection out there, and I guess we need to know what there is for protection out there. What will happen if someone calls in with a
Yep.
complaint? If nothing's gonna happen, well, maybe we do need to write an ordinance, but
Yep.
if there's other avenues, like you said, I mean, I'd like to hear from, you know, the state police, Franklin County Sheriff's Department, and even a game warden, and, you know, just to hear, I mean, we had them all in here to hear their opinions on ATV ordinance, why not,
A little less serious than gun
you know?
owners.
We're paying, we have a contract with the sheriff's department, this is exactly what we should have them here for.
Yeah,
Is, hey, we have a gunfire, a firearm issue,
yeah.
You want to do that for the next meeting, or?
I would like to-
Sooner, as soon as possible.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be here next meeting,
Oh,
actually.
you're right.
We're headed to Maine the last week of June. I was actually hoping we'd do it first week of June, or July, at the first meeting.
That would be our next meeting.
Oh, we're on monthly now?
Huh?
I thought we were,
So we're,
Oh, no, this is
it's
our first-
14th, so we will meet again on the 28th,
Okay.
and then on July 12th. I'll try to get around them all up for July 12th.
Sure.
like I said, I'll reach out to
By
sheriffs.
then Seth will be done softball, so he'd be here too, so,
I'll let Seth know to send an invite to our local game warden.
yeah.
And, I don't know, do you have Brucey's number? I don't know if he would be the representative that needs to come to
I
state
told
police,
me
but
to just
we'll,
contact the state.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
request someone to come for July 12th meeting.
I'll contact Sheriff Lundgren too.
Well, I gotta do the contract, yeah, you're gonna do, yeah, okay.
I mean, I've been talking about, I mean, I don't care, you can both do it.
Well, I can finish up I just have the contract paperwork stuff that they sent me from the first negotiation, so that's all I gotta take care of.
Yeah, that sounds like a better plan.
Do we need to, vote on the hydrant?
Yeah, I'll take a motion to accept Hubert's request to replace a fire hydrant down in Sheldon Springs.
I'll make a motion.
Alright, and a second on that.
I'll second it.
Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Aye.
opposed? Alright,
Can't tell you.
No, no. keep our ducks in a row. Keep us safe.
Real quick before we leave, I got one more thing following up on Nancy's. So for sidewalks, what is the history on the concern, school, the kids traveling that area? Was there sidewalks before on the Sheldon school side that ran along School Street and connected over towards Durkee's?
Well, we used to always go to School Street, there was probably through somebody's backyard, or I don't know if the house was there, but I remember we used to just, there was
Yeah,
a,
behind
there's a hole.
Jim's restaurant.
Yeah,
over to
well,
the-
there's a hole in the fence, or a gate,
Yep.
and you walked into probably somebody's backyard, there's a gravel path, and you walked to School Street, and then,
Well, when the old
that's
spring
funny.
school was there, we would take trips over to, of course, it used to be the baseball field back in, the Babe Ruth and the Little League field then.
Yeah.
But we would go across the railroad tracks and then through the back. There was a beaten path through there that went right out behind Jim's restaurant there.
yeah.
I came out and we crossed there, but then, I mean, that was, like you said, that was on private property,
I wonder.
but that's always been an issue down the Springs, crossing 105, you know,
Mhm.
having the school and,
There used to be a path, you might be talking about by the water house. There used to be, the town of Sheldon's, the Springs used to have its own little water house right there. That comes out by the Little League, or the Babe Ruth field. Go right up over the hill, the
Oh,
water house
yeah.
right there, and it brings you out to a driveway that takes you,
On School Street.
yeah. And that used to be, the town used to run it.
I mean, there still needs to be a way to get
Yeah, across
to
105.
Spring, or Mill Street. But like you said, I mean,
Worse.
you almost have to do that up farther.
and the worst part of the crosswalks across 105, because that whole way that Mill Street intersects, 105 at that angle, so it leaves that big triangle in the middle where trucks need to pull around.
That's what I'm
and
saying, you
stuff.
almost have to come to this side of
You
the
gotta come
care
on,
station.
yeah, you gotta come, and then, but, and then they do paint that, I mean, we've had requests year after year to paint those crosswalks. I think there's so much traffic through there, it just wears them off, you know? And I don't know, they'd have to get a grant for a pedestrian bridge over the top or something.
I was thinking at the very
Or
least, if they're
underneath.
crossing 105, they need
We could
the
do a
lights.
tunnel.
Yes.
They need the lights.
They're doing
across.
them for turtles, why don't they do them for kids? I'm sure you could get grant money for that, eh?
I'll ask about the turtle saving the kid grant.
Alright, back to our meeting here. Anything else we need to speak of? Very good.
Good.
If we're good, I'll take a motion to adjourn for the evening.
I'll make the motion.
Alright,
I'll second.
Get a second on that.
I'll second.
Alright, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright.